I would like to have a conversation with you about our top 10 mental health myths. Let's deconstruct this a little bit because I think, these mental health myths, play a huge role in creating barriers to mental health treatment. It perpetuates the stigma associated with people who are experiencing mental health challenges. So the goal of this exercise right here on Building Blocks for Mental Health is just to foster some awareness and deconstruct these myths because they are simply not true. And we want to do is we want to change the narrative, to make more people more aware and people more comfortable with getting the help and getting the support that they need to work on their mental health challenges. So the next thing that I want to ask you to do is, hey, do me a solid, people. So for my my return viewers, thank you. Hey, share, even if it's not something that, that connects with you. If you think this information is something that'll be useful and helpful to someone else, hey, don't hesitate to share, and be part of the solution to help and foster awareness. And hey, and to my newbies, thank you for checking me out. Thank you for checking in. Same thing. Don't forget to like. Don't forget to share. But most importantly, don't forget to go up to the top of that page and hit that subscribe button. Okay? All right. So let's talk a little bit. Let's deconstruct some of these mental health myths. And, right at the top of the list that I have is mental health issues are a sign of personal weakness. No. See, this stigma wrongly suggests that people with mental health conditions lack moral strength or willpower, ignoring the complex biological, psychological, and environmental factors that play a role in causing mental health challenges. So no, it's not a sign of personal weakness. It's often a sign of a lot of different factors, whether it be biological factors, environmental factors, sociological factors, long-term history of trauma that contributes to the development and the prevalence of mental health issues. Okay, so mental health issues, mental health illnesses are not real illnesses. This is when I come along that this issue a lot in my practice, with people being told that they could just work their way out of it, or they need to just pray harder, or they need to just try harder. Some people actually believe that mental health conditions are not legitimate medical issues, but rather inventions of the mind. I think this type of idea and this type of understanding really undermines the seriousness and the validity of this condition. So don't let nobody tell you that your mental health, condition is not real. Go to the appropriate support person, go to a licensed professional or go to somebody who studies, these types of issues, and let them be the guiding, and let those individuals be the guiding force, on helping you understand whatever it is that your mental health challenges entail. People with mental health issues are not violent or dangerous. They are not any more violent or dangerous than normal people. The media's portrayal often wrongfully associate mental health illness with violence, even though people with mental health conditions, when you look at the national statistics, are more likely to be victims of violence, more so than perpetrators. So, people with mental health, issues, can raise children, they can hold jobs, they can be friends. Now, granted, excuse me. Now, granted, depending on the severity of someone's mental health challenges, they can be prone to forms of violence, but it is not always a cause and effect type of thing, right? So that's something to be aware of. Just because a person has mental health challenges doesn't mean that they're predisposed to be violent or predisposed to be impulsive or completely unmanageable. There are some mental health conditions, where those symptoms are a byproduct of that condition. Mental health problems are the result of bad parenting. No, that's another unfortunate myth that we got to really do a better job of deconstructing. This stigma places unjust blame on families, especially parents, for mental health conditions, ignoring the genetic, biological, and environmental factors that can contribute to the development of a mental health challenge. Schizophrenia, bipolar disorder, these are some of the ones that come in mind that are really, more so genetic and biologically based, and definitely doesn't have anything to do with anyone's parenting issues. People with mental health conditions cannot hold down a job or be successful. This stigma right here is very unfortunate, and I've seen a lot of people, be in situations, where they're denied access to opportunities because of this stigma. This stigma grossly underestimates the capabilities of individuals with mental health issues and their ability to contribute meaningfully to society and the workforce. People with mental health challenges can be doctors. People with mental health challenges can be carpenters, electricians, they can be teachers. A person with a mental health challenge can still be a very capable and very productive member of society. Therapy and counseling are only for the weak or the crazy. I hear that so much, and I hear so much of people who are in denial or just extremely reluctant to get the help that they need because of the stigma associated with that myth. So this belief stigmatizes people seeking help, suggesting that only those who are weak or crazy need mental health support, which can discourage people from accessing necessary treatment, and it deters that individual for getting the insight and getting the guidance that they are going to need, that is going to help propel them, course correct, and put them on the trajectory to becoming the best versions of themselves, put them off the trajectory. So no, don't listen to that. That's crazy talk, and it's not true. Mental health issues are just an excuse for poor behavior. So some people view mental health conditions not as legitimate illnesses, but as excuses for irresponsible or harmful behavior, ignoring the genuine challenges faced by those with these conditions. Now, I get it. I think some people, kind of can, use their mental health condition as a crutch and as an excuse to to not make any changes. But that's not the norm. That's not the end all be all. And that's not how the majority of people who have mental health challenges behave. It really is a struggle. And then for those people, it takes a lot of support, or it takes varying levels of support to keep them on a straight and narrow course correct in their lives, and getting what they need so that they can remain stable. You can snap out of a mental health illness if you try hard enough. So this misconception right here implies that mental health conditions can be overcome through sheer willpower. We wish, right? Overlooking the medical nature of these conditions and the need for professional treatment. So, I'm always encouraging people as a licensed clinician to go to the right support person. And guess what, my friends? You can have your mom, or you can have your dad, you can have your friends. If you're a spiritual person, you can have your faith and be in treatment at the same time. So it doesn't have to be dichotomous. It doesn't have to be one thing or the other, but I find it best to go to the appropriate support person when it comes to your mental health, because they are trained and they lack the ability to be objective, which is someone who's a friend or a family member, might not have the ability to do. All people with schizophrenia have multiple personalities. So this right here is just inherently wrong and grossly wrong, because I need you guys to understand that schizophrenia and dissociative identity disorder, which used to be called multiple personality disorder, are two totally different things. So this confusion between schizophrenia and dissociative identity disorder, previously known as multiple personality disorder, reflects a misunderstanding of both conditions. And once again, it really just undermines the biological aspects of the condition, marginalizes people, it makes it really difficult for people to talk about the real things, the real symptoms that impact their overall functioning. And the last one we have here is seeking mental health treatment means you're crazy. So no. If anything, I think seeking mental health treatment means you're brave. Seeking mental health treatment means you have a desire to want to get better. This stigma can when you think like that, this stigma can prevent individuals from seeking help due to fear of being labeled crazy, which can exacerbate conditions that are treatable with proper care. So it causes a delay, and it perpetuates a cycle of dysfunction. And it makes it really extremely difficult for you to be open to taking the necessary action steps that you're going to need to take to get the support that you need. So, I hope you find this information, useful. Don't hesitate to share it to someone. And most importantly, don't hesitate to go to the appropriate support person, because none of those myths are true. As you continue to focus on getting help, getting proper support, and always growing, always focusing on building into becoming the best version of yourself. So, okay, that was my little J talk for today. I hope you find that information to be useful. Once again, don't forget to don't forget to share this information who you believe it can help. And most importantly, don't forget to subscribe, and I look forward to continuing to foster awareness, and I'll see you soon.